What a play after play after play.
And he's got a lot of room to run, and she is taking over.
Drones, that's just the greatest conference in the country is showing out tonight, gentlemen. I cannot believe it. That is the greatest high school football game.
Thank you so much for being with us on a Tuesday night. I'm Ken Barangolo on behalf of First Amendment Sports. Welcome to the WCAC Spectacular, a weekly celebration of the greatest high school conference in the land. Joined by Kevin Ricka.
And we love Tuesday nights. And this Tuesday night, Ken, our guest, I believe, is my pick for the 2021 Pandemic Coach of the Year in any sport in this area. And I don't know about any other areas, but maybe nationwide. What a job this guy did.
We have a fun night in store. We will be talking to head coach Wes Speaks, the St. John's lacrosse team. And like you said, Kevin, not only has he done a great job this year, but he's done a great job in this sport, in this conference, building a program. We got an awesome conversation coming up with a first-class guy. But first, get a little something we like to call Around the League, brought to you by Lido Pizza. Start off in Washington, D.C. A little community action. St. John's students in the SJC Christian Service Immersion Program, distributing food for communities in need, working with Martha's Table and Capital Area Food Bank. Just the way our league does it. Way to go, SJC. Staying on the community side of things, the Ancient Order of Hibernarians awarded scholarships to Bishop Ireton Jr.'s Nelsa Tiamtor and Kieran Kelleher for their contributions to the Bishop Ireton community and for their adherence to the Hibernarians' motto, friendship, unity, and Christian charity.
Well done.
Awesome job. Over in Forestville, Maryland, my alma mater. Congrats to Bishop McNamara grad Nicole Yergin, class of 16, on becoming a 2021 NCAA Women's Track and Field National Champion in the 400-meter. She fast, helping the USC Trojans Women's Track and Field team secure their second NCAA Outdoor Championship in 3 seasons. Speed kills. Mustang for life. Congratulations, Nikki. Couple new faces to keep our eyes on in the WCAC over in Chantilly, Virginia. The Panthers installed Steve Lee as their new head coach, the boys lacrosse program. Steve brings 22 years experience as a naval officer. Thank you for your service, sir, and a lifetime of experience on the lacrosse field as both a player and a coach. The Panthers have every reason to be excited about this new leader in their program. Over at DeMatha, the Stags have installed Dave Mitchell as their new head coach of the DeMatha lacrosse team. Dave comes over from the Heights School after 12 years there and is also the president of Next Level Lacrosse, where he's earned Coach of the Year honors 4 times in the last 10 years. Trust me, he's not as mean as he looks in that picture.
Attaboy, Dave. Great coach, great family.
He's a big teddy bear. 2 great hires. How about the IAC WCAC championship game? Finally went down after some weather delays where St. John's battled Georgetown Prep. And your St. John's Cadets 11, Georgetown Prep 10 in an awesome exhibition of high school lacrosse. You wouldn't know it was high school lacrosse unless you were told it was high school lacrosse. That's how good it was.
That's true, Ken, but it's no surprise that the league came out on top, courtesy of the Cadets.
Courtesy of the Cadets. We absolutely appreciate that. How about let's keep it in the family? That is our boy, Mike Ward, on his big day. Congratulations to the entire Ward family team, the entire St. John's family.
Mike and Jen Ward. And I know you can't see right now, but the bride was gorgeous.
Oh, yes.
I tell you, Courtney Lodico is such a great conversation. Lodico, I appreciate it. Pat Ward knocked it out of the park with the best man speech, and the scene at St. John's was unreal. What a lovely time. Thanks for having me, guys. It was a who's who in the WCAC, Ken.
Can you confirm or deny the rumor that I heard that Pat Ward did the worm all the way across Flint Field on that evening?
My eyesight is getting a little worse in my older age, so no, I cannot confirm or deny this.
That's all I needed to hear.
Fair enough.
Awesome job. Awesome job. Around the League, brought to you by Lido Pizza. Lido Pizza is square because they don't cut corners. What an awesome, awesome day to be from the WCAC. We appreciate all you guys for giving us your time on a Tuesday night. We will be remiss if we didn't mention we're missing our buddy for 2 weeks in a row, T. Strachan. He will be back in action very soon. I have it on good authority. It's just, taking the most of his summer PTO hours, I guess. He's going to use them or lose them.
I mean, he sent Dave Mitchell in for around Hyattsville, so at least he got that taken care of.
To be fair, I put that one in.
Yeah, that's after. It's because you felt guilty about calling them out at your sister school last week, wasn't it?
They are our sister
right,
school.
I'm
They
just
absolutely are our McNamara sister school.
That's never been said once with T. Strachan in the building.
We're going to have to change that. We have an awesome guest tonight. We want to welcome everybody from around the league to join us for this conversation. We talked about him before around the league. We talked about him all season, about a man who's doing awesome things in our community, helping kids, obviously, first and foremost, but also building one of the best lacrosse programs, not just in the area, but in the entire country. Wes Speaks, welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. Thanks for classing it up a little bit. We always appreciate when we can import the class. It doesn't come from this side of the table.
You remind me of this on a weekly basis. I appreciate it. Yes.
Absolutely. First and foremost, congratulations, not just on a great season, but on a great weekend. Can you give us some quick reacts from the weekend that was?
Well, I got to tell you, we'll start at the beginning of the IAC WCAC Challenge or the DC Championship. We started off playing St. Stephen's, had a weather delay. It took 2 days to finish that game. Ended up coming out on top. Fast forward to the following week, we had DeMatha, and it was a repeat with the weather. So it took 2 days to complete that game. Finished up on a Wednesday, had a very, very light practice on Thursday. Then we played a great Georgetown prep team on Friday. And we were very, very fortunate, of course, to come out on top. Scott, Coach Yerkes, does a great job with those kids. And our kids just fought and stayed positive and believed in one another, and things just fell into place.
11-10. It's a tight score. I know people who are familiar with lacrosse know it's nip and tuck. It can oftentimes two good offenses come down to the last possession, or it could be a one possession difference. Can you just give some of the folks that are watching that might not be as up on lacrosse as some of our other audience members? I mean, 11-10. That really does tell the tale of these two teams matching up. But there was so much more involved in this game.
Yeah, they have a tremendous face-off unit. They've got a 2022 who's going to the University of Virginia, who's the number one kid in his class. Their long stick midfielder is one of the better kids in his class as well, a tremendous player. And unfortunately, our starting face-off midfielder Blake Boyd tore his ACL during the PBI game, so we've been without him for several weeks. And, Coach Entz, who coaches the face-offs, and the rest of my staff came up with a great game plan to not necessarily win face-offs, but to prevent transition and to force them into positions where they would hopefully turn the ball over. I think they probably turned the ball over 4 or 5 times throughout the game after wins, maybe 3 times. And that's a credit to Coach Entz instilling a great game plan as to how to do so. So we used Richard Check up there quite a bit. We used Connor Shannon, Riley Figueres. And the simplest way to put it is we wanted to give number 5 their face-off midi exits that were not 2 yards in front of us, giving them transition down the field. We were really slow to go to him, and then defensively we junked it up a little bit. We bounced back and forth between man-to-man zone, and we did run a single shut-off on a possession. Did just enough to keep the ball out of the back of the net.
So I can't let you go with your lacrosse coach on our show. I ask the same question every single time: Fogo or not Fogo?
Fogo.
All right, okay. And that's 50-50 down the way, by the way, Kevin. It is split. Some coaches are dead set against it. Some coaches don't mind it. Some coaches prefer it.
No, our guy Boyd can play lacrosse. You're going to see him on the field next year. He's going to be playing O midi, D midi, facing off. You're going to see. I promise you will see Blake Boyd scoring goals, playing great defense. He is one of the most complete lacrosse players in our program. So he's more than a Fogo. But
There you go.
Fogo, he's Fogoing.
There you go. I like that answer, Coach. And I don't know if people understand what a big loss that was, especially at this time of the year with only a week, 2 to go in the season. I want to ask you about another loss. You guys are down 7-6 early in the third, and our guy, Big Tasty, comes off the field. And, I mean, watching this guy play goalie is so fun. I mean, he just takes this whole game to a whole nother level when he's out there freewheeling. You send Shea Kennedy in cold. What's the plan, Coach?
Well, the plan is to change the defense up just enough to where, hopefully Georgetown Prep takes a few ill-advised shots. They're just so dangerous. They have so many great players on the entire team, especially the offensive end. You have, number 10, number 2, number 1, number 3, number 8. I mean, they've just got high-level collegiate players playing offense for them. They're top, basically 8 guys are all going on to play at the college level. And, of course, number 0 will be back for them. So when Shea went out there, we know that Shea can stop the ball. We've been watching Shea closely for, 10 months now. We know that Shea's a great stopper. He's comfortable between the pipes, plays for a good program. He has a wonderful position coach. So we just wanted to, of course, limit the high percentage shots, coming from 10 yards and in within the hash marks. We did an admirable job. I can't say we didn't allow any shots from those from the middle of the field, but Shea made a couple of big stops, and we also threw some zone at Georgetown Prep to kind of get them out of their rhythm, and it all worked out. And Shea, I think Shea, once he got comfortable, you could see his body language. He was a little nervous when he got out there, but after a minute or two, or after he saw the first shot, he seemed to settle down and was seeing the ball well.
That's very cool. The fact that you said we know Shea, in the last 9 to 10 months we've been witnessing this. I think one of your best attributes as a fan of the program is player development, Coach. I know you have the number 1 assist guy in NCAA lacrosse right now this season, but what really gets me is this junior class here is loaded. 9 commits. There'll be a couple more without a doubt. They haven't played since they were freshmen. Your sophomore class never got a freshman year, so they're essentially freshmen. And then you got a couple more freshmen. I'm looking out there with Ryan Dunkel and John Draley out there getting run and playing at this level. What did you know about this team? Did you guys know you had a chance to finish this strong at top 5, number 3 team in the country? Did you have an inkling of that?
So, as a coach, I'm pretty critical of the guys, but when you sit back and you watch film on them and you watch them compete day to day, you don't say it too often. You pat them on the back, but you can see that the offense can zip that ball around, and the ball movement was tremendous. Once we get defense rotating, we could spin that ball pretty quickly to the backside and get a great look at the cage. So you would see that day in and day out. And we gave the kids a great deal of autonomy on the field. We actually ran one of our offenses was pretty much it was called free. So we allowed the kids to initiate off of a down screen or an up screen with backside exchanges, and the kids had a lot of fun doing so. And then we had another offense that was very scripted, but you could see that the kids just really understood how to move off ball and in space so much better as the weeks went on. And then I guess probably in May, I would say in mid to late May, I knew we could be great, and it was just based off of ball movement, our ability to clear the ball. Obviously, we have a great goalie in Tasty and a great goalie in Shea. We had 2 great goalies. Defense was playing awesome. They were communicating very well. So, I kind of bit my tongue. Never said it often to the guys. I think once we got into the playoffs, I shared with them how strongly I felt about their ability to play at the highest level. But it was always there. And again, once we got into late May, I was pretty forthcoming with the guys about that we were a great team, and we had to believe we were a great team, and we're going to play like a great team, and the guys did.
Well, I'm going to give you a chance to highlight some of these guys that I know you were talking early on pre-show about this class of 2021 and how special the ending was, but you just discussed 2 games played over 4 days amongst the pandemic with locusts. We got the cicadas everywhere. We got everything coming at these guys. kids that haven't played in 2 years. But your guys play with an edge. There's no doubt about it. They're confident in each other, and I'm not sure how close to May you could figure out this toughness was going to be that way, but man, they are tough, Coach. There's no doubt about it. But let me say Edward Farley, Reed Harper, Kevin McCormick, and Alex Ty Larson. I know Edward and Alex are former Mighty Owls. Very happy to see those guys go to St. John's. That pipeline's going to get started here. Talk to me about those 4 seniors and what we were discussing before we got live here.
Okay, so, I met these 4 young men their freshman year. It was my second year at St. John's. I was hired in the fall of 2016. I actually believe I did meet Eddie, and I met Alex in the fall of 2016. So we got to chat quite a bit. I ended up meeting Reed and Kevin the following year, and to my recollection, all 4 guys, they played junior varsity lacrosse as freshmen, and they stuck with it. They worked hard. They were at all of the off-season workouts. We trained 3 days a week, year-round, in the weight room, and that's who we are. Our guys bust their butts. And funny story, Kevin did not play his sophomore year. Turns out Kevin is he's a tremendous athlete, but he played golf. I think he was our number 1 golfer his sophomore year, and then he came back to us his junior year and told us that he really missed it and wanted to continue to play lacrosse, and we welcomed him back with open arms. But all 4 of those guys were at all of the workouts. They were great teammates. They modeled everything just perfectly, and I take no credit in that. They come from great families, and that is the reason why we're successful. It's because we've been able to get great families at St. John's, and of course, great families in the boys lacrosse program.
Well, it's kind of most of the answer to the question I was just about to ask you, Coach, which is, you come to St. John's fresh-faced and, with a tall order, on your hands. It wasn't that St. John's didn't have good athletics. It was just the landscape was so competitive for so long in lacrosse, and you really elevated the cadet program, I would argue, pretty quickly. I mean, can you take us through your approach? I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about guys like Jeff Mancabelli and current AD Dennis, but the former AD, Griff, and the support that they provide the coaching staffs of all the sports, and of course the awesome families that are sending kids your way.
Yeah, tremendous level of support from our administration. And of course, my boss, Dennis Hart, and of course his predecessor, Brian Griffin. But when we sat down in, I want to say, late September of 2016, we had a conversation about the vision, my vision, and of course the school's vision, where they saw lacrosse and where they wanted the department to be in 2 years and 5 years and 10 years. And everything's come to fruition, and that only happens when you have the support of the administration and the support of the department. Susie Hinton, who's director of admissions, Jeff, Dennis, Griff, Pat Ward, all the administrators, Maggie Ward, they work extremely hard for the school and the department, and I couldn't ask for a better group of people to work for. And I will be at St. John's as long as they allow me to serve St. John's. And that's it.
That's awesome.
That made a lot of people happy right there. But
we got that on tape. They asked us if we could go ahead and get that on tape, and we'll send that obviously back to Jeff and Dennis. We'll let you go on an easier one, and that is what now? I mean, you just basically had as a teacher, coach, anyone who works in these schools, the year that you guys just got through is mind-blowing and ridiculous to even put into words. Not that it's going to just magically be over, between now and the fall. Who knows? But you get a little bit of a break? I mean, are you going to, enjoy this just a little bit, Coach?
Oh, so my in-laws, my wife is from South Jersey, and we made the decision as soon as the season was over, we were going to see the family. So got up nice and early Saturday morning. That was hard. and spent the last few days in South Jersey. Got back here. We'll get through the next week and a half. We do have NHSLS next weekend, so the boys will be back together in 9 days to compete against some great competition at NHSLS. And then that following week, we'll have workouts. And then once that week ends, we'll have off the week of July 4th. So at that point, I will be putting my feet up and just hanging out for a few days. What is important to me and what's important to the program is that we don't ever forget how we got there. And we got there through, of course, the guys working harder on their own, shooting, wall ball, things like that. But the weight room has, and the culture that it helped develop is a huge reason why we're successful. And I'm really looking forward to getting the guys back in the weight room together and training and just being together, everybody investing and getting that sweat equity in over the next 9-10 months before the season starts.
Well, enjoy whatever respite you can get. I know you'll be back to it soon enough. Thank you so much for your time. Please thank your wife for giving us this time. We know you got some take care of that wonderful family of yours as well. We look forward to seeing you in person, and we wish you absolutely the best, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Take care.
All right,
Have
Coach.
a good one. Thanks for your time, Coach.
Awesome. Hey, Coach Wes Speaks, St. John's, the Cross. It just, he's going to be humble about it, and he is, going to throw credit a lot of other ways. But it does, I know people laugh when I say this. Where I grew up, everyone had a lacrosse stick in their hand. Lacrosse was a big deal. Chesapeake Bay, right on the beach, everyone played pickup lacrosse. It was just a thing. When I moved to this side of the Beltway, it's not like it wasn't big, but it just felt like it was different. And this was 15, 20 years ago. 25 years ago even, and for him to have taken a program, and the WCAC, if you recall, wasn't the strongest lacrosse conference, in the land, 10 years ago. It was, we were taking a back seat to some other
things change,
areas,
brother.
And it is night and day different. And you look at guys like Wes, you look at guys like Casey O'Neill and, now Steve Lee and Dave Mitchell and a bunch of names that need to be said and deserve to be said. The WCAC is by far the best high school lacrosse conference, which is crazy to me.
It is. And you
but
know what
it's true.
happens when the conferences are this loaded? That's when culture really matters. And, and I think we all just got to peek into the type of culture St. John's has in that program. I'm lucky enough to be related to an assistant coach, one of the more humble guys I know, Patty Haley. He wouldn't take any credit for anything. He said it was all about the kids, and just like Wes did. But then you got Mac Haley. He gets the game winner. He's giving credit to the goalie that came in. And then his big brother leads the country in assists. So everything comes full circle, and you just see where this program's headed. So many of our friends have kids on that team, which has been neat for us to cover. I mean, we're talking Con and Shannon and John Draley, but you can just see these guys have all bought in. Everyone's watching. There's going to be a lot of people knocking on the lacrosse program's door here coming in the future. And as long as Wes Speaks is there, it's not going to stop.
I mean, I know that they're your family, but just shout out to the Shady side, Anne Arundel County side. That is my side of the Beltway. That is, one town over from my town in Dunkirk.
That's why I hang with you, man. You're all right.
Southern Maryland folks. And my brother Joe was 100 times a lacrosse player, as I ever was. And of course,
I can co-sign to that. Yes.
Want to say thank you to our guest tonight, Wes Speaks. Awesome man. Appreciate your time. Want to say thank you to our main man, Kyle, making us look and sound good, doing an awesome job, flying solo for the first time. You did a great job tonight, Kyle.
Absolutely, man.
I want to say thank you to my main man, Kevin Ricca.
Yeah, that was awesome. There's a lot of excitement going on. Like there always is in this conference, but, down on Military Road, this is the buzz. And, wow, I'm happy we got that chance to have him on tonight. It was great talking with Coach Speaks.
We'll be back for at least one more episode of the WCAC Spectacular before we take a slight summer break and get ready and girded up for what we hope to be an amazing fall season.
Girded?
I don't know.
You're going to have to explain that.
I watched Major League recently, and so Ed Harris's speech. Watch Major League. Appreciate everyone's time. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangolo. This was the WCAC Spectacular. Subscribe to First Amendment Sports. It's free. You get a chance to know when we go live for this show and other places. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Thank you all.